In the wild, mysterious depths of Brittany, France, sits an old abandoned shack. Surrounded by ancient oaks and home to all manner of forest dwellers, it is here that we meet to share our stories. So pull up a seat, swing that light, grab your favourite beverage as we share another tantalising tale in the freaking shack.
Welcome to the shack. We're back.
We're well in tune, it seems.
Oh, we are.
Beverage is a cup of tea.
Oh, yeah, keep our fingers warm.
Got to keep yourselves warm. It's a wee bit chilly in the shack this evening. But it's okay, because we've got big heavy curtains and it keeps the draft out.
It does. And we have a heater.
We do have a little heater working overtime at the moment, but it's fine.
'Tis very chillswell outside.
It is.
Have you got your cover on your car?
No. I'm just hoping it doesn't freeze.
It may do.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll get up a little bit early and defrost.
What did we give you for Christmas?
Shut up. A windscreen cover, which is very good, and it's still in the car. It's just in the car.
Not
on the car. Oh, dear. Well, I kind of anticipated not having to need it right now. And then the weather dropped, like the temperature dropped again.
It did.
So it caught me off guard.
It dropped through a hole in the ground.
It kind of did.
Yeah. I mean, not as much as some people out there.
I'm sure there are a few people worse off than we are, yeah.
Excuse me, but Russia, what is it?
What's going on?
With Russia?
We've had an influx of downloads from Russia. Either we're very popular in Russia, or there's a load of people out there using VPNs.
Yeah.
that are rebounding from Russia.
Yeah.
I have no idea why. But
if you are from Russia and you are listening to us, I don't even know how to say welcome in Russian.
I don't know either.
I'm going to look it up.
We'll look it up.
For next time.
We'll introduce the next episode saying hi
in French,
Russian.
It's bienvenue.
There you go.
I don't know what it is in Breton. I know how to say goodbye in Breton.
Yeah, I know how to say goodbye in Breton. I know how to say Happy New Year.
Do you?
Yeah. Love is mad. But I don't know how to say welcome.
Okay. Well,
so we need to do some research.
We need to do some research. We'll try and find a different country to say hello with each week.
Yeah, I think that would be fun.
That would be fun. Fun. But if you are from Russia and you are listening to us, please reach out.
Yeah, come say hi.
Come say hi. Send us a little email or something. Yeah, it's very nice to have you here.
Wherever you're from, even if it is a VPN that's giving us false information. But wherever you're from, we're glad you're here. And we're snuggling with a cup of tea, and we're going to have some travel stories.
Yeah, not so much.
But we're based on travel, but
we have a big thing. We've had a big season all about travelling in different ways and forms, including like time travelling and travelling on ships and planes and cars and
paranormal activity.
Yeah, all sorts
phantoms,
of stuff. Yeah,
and weird and wonderful stuff.
The tube, the train.
Yeah.
And so what we thought we'd do this week is something slightly different to, I say, start to round off the season, but actually from this has come lots more.
There are more questions.
So we are beginning to think that this might be the start of something else. And we thought what we'd do is have a look at the legends and myths and the story that is around about St. Christopher. St. Christopher is the patron saint of travellers, and we knew very little about him really, and we felt that this might be a good place to sort of pop him in and have a chat about him. And then we also looked at another couple of saints that are up at our Valley of the Saints, which was one of our very first episodes, where we talked about all the local saints here in Brittany. And there are a couple of saints who, again, are associated with taking care of travellers and the sea. I understand that, sailors and the sea, because we are sort of on a peninsula, so surrounded three sides with ocean and sea.
Yeah, and it's not much different between Brittany and Cornwall, really, is it?
It's very similar. So you can understand why some of these Breton saints were linked very much with the sea. But, so we thought we'd do a little skit today on St. Christopher and talk about some of the bits and pieces. There's bangs going on.
There are, yeah. I think it's your big sliding door downstairs.
It could very well be. Makes a noise through the house.
It does. It kind of sounds like, if you can hear anything that sounds like kind of thunder rumbling, then it's that. We know what it is. It's not paranormal or anything weird.
It rumbles through the house.
Hopefully, with our wonderful editor that we have,
me,
we might be able to get rid of it. So it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. But we can hear things going on downstairs.
Things going on.
I was going to put that down there and read it from there, but I'm not so sure I can. I might be able to. We'll see. I've got tea as well today. Nice hot cup of tea. Nice Yorkshire brew.
Yeah, a bit of Yorkshire tea. We are big fans. Unfortunately, the French tea is just not the same. Sorry, guys from France, but your tea just doesn't cut it for me.
No, breakfast, morning tea.
Lies.
English breakfast tea, I think it's called.
Yeah, and it's not.
And I have to have about 5 of those tea bags in one.
Yeah, in a mug. And left for about half an hour.
Yeah.
And then it might be something like what it's meant to be, but it won't be anyway.
No.
Because the taste is weird as well. Anywho's,
we're all right. We've got our tea bags. We can manage. Anyway, St. Christopher. He was also known as the Christ bearer.
Okay. Did he carry him?
He did.
Wow.
Or legend would have it that he did.
When did he carry him?
When he was little.
Oh, I see. So it wasn't like an after-death thing?
No. No, absolutely not.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
Now, I have notes all over the place.
One would assume that Mary was actually the Christ bearer.
Yeah.
You know, not being funny or nothing, but I feel like thunder's being stolen here.
Yeah. I'm just reading some of my notes here, which is difficult because you can't see what I'm doing. I am actually doing something. There's this big silence and nothing.
That's all right, we can cut that out.
Legend has it that he began, or he was born. Was he born?
Oh, my life. One is hoping that he's born. Hang on a minute. This is ridiculous. We have to move a light.
We need more light. Oh, more noises for me to edit out.
It'll be fine. Move the curtain.
Or leave in. Or they won't believe we've done anything.
Yeah.
Just sat here.
Fine, we just sat here, pretended.
That's better.
There we go. Is that a bit better?
Yeah.
Excellent. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh. Quick!
Abort!
Help! Get that off! Use this. Use the cloth. Use the cloth.
Use the force, Luke.
We have tea everywhere.
We may have to cut this out.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
Don't let it get near the computer.
I've got the computer. The computer's up. It's out the way. Shh.
Shh.
Melting. We're melting.
Oh God!
Give me a bit of slack here. Give me some slack.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
We should have filmed ourselves.
Oh dear me! This is ridiculous.
Oh well, the tablecloth came in handy.
Yeah, that nice Yorkshire tea
just went
everywhere. Oh dear, there I was thinking I was being really clever. I'll move the light and it'll all be fine. No, it won't. No, because...
You'll have to share my tea now.
I know.
How are we doing?
Well, I don't think we're going to die. We just had a small tea explosion.
Flood.
Don't talk to me about flooding. Oh, my life. Right, oh, shit.
Oh. Right, that lovely tea we were talking to you about.
Just went everywhere. One of your notebooks is distinctly aged.
That's brand new. Bought it today.
Well, now it just has old-looking paper.
Where is it?
It's down here.
All right. Put it on the heater.
I was going to say put it on the radiator. Oh,
just stick it on the radiator.
Don't cover the bit that says don't cover stuff.
Yeah, the bit that says don't cover this up because it's ventilating here. Well, welcome to the shack, guys.
Well, it's a tea-stained shack. Tea-stained shack.
Do you want some of my tea?
Yeah, thanks.
We're sharing the tea now.
We're now passing the tea back and forth because mine's gone everywhere. But all electrical equipment is fine.
Yes, all of that. Luckily, it was up on stands or out of the way.
Yeah.
It just went all over the table. And
sun on a beach.
Should we get back to... have we got a patron saint of podcasting? Is there?
He's not here. I can tell you that.
I'm going to ask on the group later.
He's on holiday.
We belong to a podcasting group.
A podcasting?
Casking?
It's where you can ask questions.
Where you can ask questions, yeah. Pod asking group. Is this the pod asking group? So I'm going to ask on there if there's a patron saint of podcasting, as I need one right now. Oh, that's all right.
I think it lives.
It's fine.
It's fine. It got the cover.
That's fine. It's got a nice cover. A good strong tea-resistant cover. Oh, it's all fun here, isn't it?
Oh, my life.
Should we?
I am a one-man walking demolition crew.
And you start a new job on Friday?
Yeah, don't even start. Don't even go there. You used to call me Stephanie Spiller Drink. Well, now I'm just reenacting it all like I was 4.
Oh, bless.
Anywho.
Yeah, no change.
No change there then.
From 4 to 40, really.
Oh, okay, moving on. All right, let's just pretend that didn't happen. We'll cut that out. And
I'm not cutting any of it out.
I know.
I'll keep it all. That's exciting.
Exciting? Oh, dear.
Living on the edge, we were.
On the edge of the table. I think that was the problem.
Yeah, the tea was spilling all over the edge. I know what it says now. It took me that long.
Okay, rewind. Right. We're going back again to St. Christopher. Go ferret.
St. Christopher, yes, was known as the Christ bearer. Legends about him began in the 6th century. 6th. And they spread to France by the 9th century.
Wow.
Initially, he was called Reprobus, which is weird because Probus is the name of a place in Cornwall.
It is. Yeah, it is. Any kind of connection there?
I have no idea.
Allow me to look that up because I think we need to know.
He is a legendary Christian martyr and one of the Holy 14 Holy Helpers. That could be a new swear word, I'm sorry.
Holy Helper. Holy Helpers. Yeah, I can go for that.
We make up swear words all the time here. Very silly swear words.
Like sun on a beach.
Like sun on a beach. Yeah.
I've forgotten what I'm looking up now. Probus
and the 14 Holy Helpers. That would be a good one.
Probus.
And he is most famously known as the Patron Saint of Travellers. There we go. Which is why we're including him on our podcast this week. According to legend, Christopher, or Reprobus, was a giant. Did you know that?
No, we didn't know that.
Who devoted his life to helping travellers across a dangerous river. They do say he was about 7 foot 5 inches tall.
Oh, okay. So when you say giant, I mean, you're still talking human.
Yes. Or it says 2.3 metres.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. That's how tall he was. Being Hagrid's best mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Half giant. That's what he was. Yeah, he carried people across the river, especially when it was swollen, the river, because people were actually losing their lives by trying to get across it.
Oh, so he was big enough and strong enough to be
able to...
and
he'd been working with a hermit, apparently, finding out all about Christianity and the devil. And he was tried at one time to see if... I think that comes later in his life. He was asked to sort of come away from Christ and go to the devil. But he'd known all about this before and he chose not to, and was actually helping people to turn to Christianity. But he'd been working with this hermit, and the hermit suggested some of the things that he could do to become closer to Christ. They did suggest things like fasting for so long and going into the desert to be on his own, and he felt that wasn't something he could do. And then the hermit suggested, well, seeing as he was so big, he could carry people across the river and be a help to people, and that would give him a chance to be closer to Christ. Okay? And that's what he did.
I'm there with you. Got it.
So apparently he was carrying people across the river, and then he carried a young boy. The boy revealed himself to be Christ. And it says here, carried a child across the river, the water became more swollen, and the child became heavier and heavier. The child explained who he was, and that he was heavy because he carries, as in the child, carries the weight of the world on his shoulders.
Well, that would make you pretty heavy.
So, therefore, the weight of the world on Christ's shoulders was then carried by St. Christopher, and that's why he became heavier and heavier. It says he is often depicted as a giant, and actually when you see on the little amulets and things that people make, he is always quite big, carrying people sort of on his shoulder. He's seen as a giant with a staff carrying people across a river.
Oh, yeah.
Have you just had a look?
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly don't think I'd ever really taken much notice of the pictures.
Well, I'd always just thought he was carrying a child.
Yeah.
Which was significantly smaller than him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, most of them do kind of give that sort of resemblance of a normal-sized man carrying a child.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you can see it when you look at it and you're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I get it now. He has feast days. And his feast days, you're going to love this, in German-speaking areas, it says, his feast days are the 24th of July.
Oh, wow, that's a good day.
And in Eastern churches, do you know when the feast day is?
No.
The 9th of May.
No way.
Yeah.
That's insane. Okay, guys, that's insane because the 24th of July is my birthday and the 9th of May is your birthday.
Yeah. How
very weird.
Bizarre. Très, très bizarre. There is also another feast day, which is the 25th of July, which means nothing to either of us.
No. It's the day after my birthday.
It's the day after your birthday, yeah.
Sober up day.
But German-speaking areas, it's Steph's birthday on the 24th of July. Roman In the Roman calendar, that's the 25th of July. And the 9th of May is the Eastern churches. And what is incredible with the Eastern churches is that the image of him is actually with a dog's head, like a greyhound's head.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So if you look up the Eastern church image of St. Christopher, it's got like a dog's head on him. And I think it had something to do with the name, Reprobus. Yeah, you got the pictures there?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Nothing to do with the river on this occasion.
No, that's the picture I saw, with holding a cross and with a head sort of similar to a greyhoundish type.
Yeah, it's very dog-like,
Yeah. There you go.
And doing the flat hand up, like a stop sign.
Yeah.
There's something significant about it, because some of them have 1 or 2 fingers. There's something significant about it, but I don't know what it is.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, if anybody knows, please let us know. Apparently he travelled to lots of places.
Being the patron saint of travellers, I think it was...
Yeah. He did a lot of the travelling, I think, before he became the person that he was, you know, as St. Christopher, carrying people across the river. Let me first of all tell you, he's the patron saint of athletics, bachelors.
Okay.
This is transportation, obviously.
Obviously, that will make sense.
And that's why a lot of people will put the amulet or a St. Christopher type badge or something like that on their car or their vehicle. And he's also the patron saint of drivers and sailors, etc. And it says here, and travelling, that's why we're talking about him, especially long journeys, long journeyed travellers. So if you're just popping around the corner, don't worry too much if you haven't got your St. Christopher on.
No, you'll be all right then.
You'll be fine.
Apparently.
We'll find you another saint to do that.
Yeah.
But especially long journeys. But he's also...
like a patron saint of the corner shop.
Yes. Yes! I'm going to the corner shop.
Saint Spa or something.
Yeah. Yeah. But he is also the patron saint of surfing.
Okay. Is this the whole river and waves and...
no idea.
I'm speculating on that. No idea.
I just found this list of storms.
Okay.
Epilepsy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Gardeners.
As you do.
So when you're walking around your garden, safe as houses.
Providing you got your St. Christopher.
Yeah.
But not if you go to the corner shop.
Not
because then you need a different one.
Then you need a different one. And toothache.
Why do we need a saint of toothache?
I have no idea.
Just so you got somebody to blame?
Probably.
Very strange. Very, very strange.
Yeah.
I mean, while we're talking about, you know, the little amulets and things that you can get, like, you know, the necklaces and things that you have, I, as you know, had a fair amount of trouble on the road.
Yes.
At one point, where I had a sort of a spate of road accidents that were not my fault, but I was quite hurt a number of times.
I honestly thought she was driving around with a target on her back.
Yeah, well...
saying, please hit me here.
Well, friends of mine called me Skittle because people aimed for me to knock me over. So, well, I mean, what are you supposed to say, really? Anyway, my sister, bless her, lovingly bought me this bracelet that had little stones all round it, right? And it was I think it was onyx, and it was supposed to be a safe travel bracelet, right? Because I'd had the accident that had meant I didn't have a vehicle at all at the time. And she gave me this bracelet for safe travel. And I wore it all the time because I felt like, well, I mean, you know, how bad could it be? I need all the help I can get right now. And I wore this bracelet all the time. It was like the following week that she bought me this bracelet. It was like the following week. And I was with a friend in her car. and she was driving, and her back tyre blew out, and we spun across the dual carriageway, and she buried the car in a bush. Now, I will tell everyone this. She has the most amazing set of lungs, because she held a tone with a scream that was incredible as we were sort of skidding across the carriageway, fantastically missing every other vehicle. Anyway, it was crazy. Thankfully, nobody else was involved, and we were all fine. There was 3 of us in the car. We were all fine. As we came to a halt in the bush, a load of people that were obviously on the road at the same time had seen what was happening and had managed to avoid us, came over. They were all sort of parking their vehicles up and jumping out of the vehicle and running over and see if we were okay. And I got out of the car and sort of checked myself over to make sure that I wasn't completely insane by getting out and standing up and, blah, blah, blah. Realised that I was okay. A guy came over to me and he was like, "Oh my God, are you okay? Are you all right?" And I went, "Hang on 1 second." And I took this bracelet off and I threw it into the field and went, "Well, that's shit, isn't it?" Now, I'm still not sure if I am the unluckiest person in the whole world because I continued to have road accidents at that point, or if I was the luckiest person in the world because I kept walking away from them.
Yeah.
And that was my fear, was like, what if my luck runs out? I wouldn't like to think of the alternative. But yeah, that was my silly little safe travel bracelet. That, and it's probably still in that field somewhere.
Mind you, it wasn't the only funny incident, though, that happened to you as far as travel was concerned. Like when you'd already had your big accident where you'd broken both your arms and damaged your knee.
Well, there was a silly thing with that because now I think the listeners need to understand something before I go into this, is that I tend to deal with most traumatic experiences with a response of humour and sarcasm. And the more hurt I am, the more sarcastic and stupid I become. Because it's the only way I can deal with it. So when I was laying on the road with both my arms broken and my leg all kind of a little bit mangled, it wasn't too bad, but it took me 3 months to learn to walk again. So, we're getting there. And I'm laying on the road and 2 guys stood over me with semi-automatic weapons. And I was so confused. It turned out that the accident had been reported as bikers fighting in the street, and therefore they'd sent out armed police. I don't know who they thought I was. But anyway, I was squidged into the road quite successfully. Anyway, I had these 2 guys stood over me. And I looked at them and I said, "Go on, tell me, my bike's terminal, you're going to shoot it." At which point, the guy looked at me and he kind of smiled and he just went, No, the paramedics are on their way. We think there's been a bit of a mistake. Don't worry. It's all being sorted out. Okay, great. And I said, "Don't worry, officer, I'm quite literally armless," But yeah, so I can't do it when I'm in pain or I'm in shock. It just falls out my mouth. Yeah. I don't mean it to be funny. It just happens.
But it happens, doesn't it? Because then a little while later, that was my first grey hairs when she managed to come off the bike with 2 broken arms and nearly a broken leg. But then she got well again and then bought another bike.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Any other bikers here that can support me on this? Because yeah, totally. And no, I wasn't out in my garage pulling the clutch because my wrist was trashed and it was a good exercise to do. And I wanted to be able to make sure I could do it again. I wasn't doing that. I don't know what you mean.
And then she went back out on the road and was doing, I believe it was 40 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour in a 40 mile an hour limit.
Yeah, well, I'd just come round a roundabout. that one.
Yeah.
I'd just come round the roundabout, right outside the hospital. It was the hospital roundabout.
It was.
I'd just gone round that, and I'd sped up to 40, eased off the gas because speed camera's coming. So I'm maintaining 40. When a BMW decides that it wants to travel at about 60, 65, and it's going through me.
Yeah.
So hit the back end of my bike. My bike disappeared, never saw it again. I don't know what happened to it. It was collected by the insurance company.
You grabbed what had been your worst broken arm and tucked it under you.
I believe I said to the paramedics, because they were concerned it had been previously injured and you know, when I was in the hospital, and they said, oh, I'm amazed that you didn't hurt this arm again. And I said, well, you know, that flash in your mind goes off to put your hands out to stop yourself. And I said, it comes to that point with me where I just pull my arms in and go for distance.
It's the death roll.
Yeah, it is, yeah. It's just pull your arms in, go for distance, and grit your teeth.
Yeah.
Because here we go.
Put your head down, you got your helmet on.
Yeah, yeah. And I literally tumbled down the road, and the string of profanity that came out of my mouth, I don't think I could do consciously. Like, it was, you know, anyway. It did also add a little bit of insult to injury, because it was that day that I was actually working for St John's Ambulance at the time, and the paramedic turned up, said, I've got to cut your jacket off. This was another thing. He said, I've got to cut your jacket off, and I said, yeah, that's fine. And he went, oh, we don't normally hear that. And I said, well, I think I've claimed for it 3 times already. I think I should probably get a new one. Oh dear, but he then took my jacket off and saw all my St John's Ambulance thing, and he sort of stopped and he looked at me and he went, I'm really not going to have to explain this to you, am I? I'm like, no, you're fine, just do your thing, it's not a problem. I was the most compos mentis I'd ever been at that accident. Yeah, it was.
But I do remember you saying something about don't let the driver of the car or something near me, was it?
He said, the paramedic asked me if I had any allergies. And I said, yeah, cars. I said, I get on really well with the tarmac, though. To which he found this very funny. I mean, this is obviously beside the point, because he ran up to me and he didn't run up to me, because paramedics don't run. Don't know if you know this. They don't run. They will run to a scene, and then they will stop, and they will walk, and they will gradually... Anyway, whole thing. So he approached me, and he asked what my name was, and I said Skittle. And I went, oh no, wait, hang on. And he went, why do they call you Skittle? And I said, I'm laying in the road. What do you think? Have a wild stab in the dark. You know. Oh, but it was all very funny. And yes. Anywho. So yeah. I don't have a bike anymore.
No. But then you still got another one.
Oh yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah. Because then I drove down the road one day coming out of work and got caught in a traffic jam.
Oh no, that was the first one. Wasn't it? That was when you were on your way to pick Shell up.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was going to pick Shell up.
Yeah, you were going to pick Shell up. That was the very first time.
And I drove towards the roundabout, and there was a big backlog of cars. I'm thinking, what the heck? And blow me if I didn't get down towards the roundabout, and who is standing at the side of the road being dealt with by an ambulance worker but Stephanie, with her bike crumpled
underneath a 106.
Underneath a car.
It was underneath a car. And I did lever it up and down trying to get it out because I was going to do as much damage as possible when they told me I could go and collect my bike. But yeah, that was that day. And I'm going to tell the story because I'm pretty sure he won't mind if I tell it. If I don't give his name, it'll be fine. My boyfriend at the time had been shopping for clothes because he got a new job or something, and he was shopping for clothes at a clothes shop just up the road. We were both there, and I'd gone home to pick up the pannier bags because he'd bought a load of stuff, right? So I said, well, I'll go back and I'll get the pannier bags on the back of the bike and I'll come back, right? And we'll load you up and get sorted. Anyway, it was then that I got hit on the roundabout because a guy was looking right and moving forwards, and I was directly in front of him, going round the roundabout. Very much my right of way. Never mind. Anywho.
He had only been driving like a week.
Bless him. He'd passed his test about a month before, I think. And his first response was, oh my God, it's a girl. I did have to point out that it wouldn't be much better if he realised he'd hit a bloke. The situation's very much the same. Anyway, I then had to phone my boyfriend up at the shop and say, I'm not coming because I've just been splattered. He then jumped on his bike to come down to meet me. And I have to try and say this as straight as I can without giggling my way through this, because you won't understand me. He had bought about 3 pairs of trousers. He'd bought t-shirts, shirts, a suede jacket.
I know what you're going to say now.
Right. He had to find a way of getting to me. So he put on everything. And he turned up looking like the Michelin Man. Wearing a suede jacket. With this scarf flapping out the back of his bike. Oh my God, I had cracked ribs and I was in the back of the ambulance and he'd turned up. The paramedics had said, we're going to have to take her to the hospital just to get checked out, but otherwise she's fine. And he said, do you want to hop in and come with her? At which point he went, no, I'll come up to the hospital in a minute. He said, I'm a bit hot.
I'm a bit warm.
Honestly, never seen anything so funny. And I was like, take him away.
I can't breathe. I've got cracked ribs and it's just cracking me up.
Oh my God. Trying to stop laughing because it hurts so much to laugh. But oh my God, I couldn't not laugh at him. It was so funny. Anywho.
Oh dear. So you can see where my grey hair came from.
Yeah, I blame me.
Yeah. Every time I had a phone call, oh, here we go again. Yes,
I mean, the irony of the one where I got hit by a recovery truck and it was a hit and run. I was like, what? How rude! It's your job. You're a recovery vehicle, and he left. I was like, I did get him. It was fine. I did get his reg, so it was all tracked and done. But yeah, the irony.
Yes. Yeah, we've had enough of our own travel incidents.
Dramas.
Yeah. We did get hit on the road once by a lorry.
Oh, you did, yeah.
Yeah, heading for holiday.
Yeah.
And that was just coming down towards Dover on the motorway and got hit by a continental lorry. I don't know what country he was from. The poor chap. I felt so sorry for him.
But he was on the other side of the vehicle, wasn't he?
Yeah, we were right in his blind spot.
Yeah.
And apparently it happens all the time.
It does happen all the time.
It happens all the time. And he started to come across into our lane and just swiped us, and we ended up swivelling round and round and round in the middle of the road.
Scary stuff.
And smashed all the side of the car in. We still went on holiday. We just couldn't get out of that door. Everyone had to get out the other doors, the other side. And every time we parked the car, Dad tried to park it so it was against the wall so no one could see all the damage down one side. The police had already looked at it and gone, yeah, it's just dented a bit. It was more than a bit. I say neither of the back door nor my passenger door would open.
We all had to climb in the other side.
Yeah, we all had to get out the other side. But
I used to have a 106 once where the doors didn't shut or open properly, and I used to have to climb in through the boot.
Yeah,
I had to do that once. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have had a few good travel things, haven't we?
Yeah.
I had a good accident with my mum and dad when I was a kid. We were coming back off holiday, I believe, and ended up. It was the middle of the night, so we were all asleep. And it was before seat belts and all that sort of thing. And we had a big bed, like dormobile van. And used to have like a row of seats at the back. on one side and on the other, facing each other. So it was like a minibus type thing, but with seats facing each other. And we used to put all the suitcases down the middle, and then it caused a flat surface. So my mum and dad used to put a double mattress in the back. So all us kids used to sleep in the back. We'd just go to sleep. So my nans and granddads were in the back bench seats. My mum and dad were in the front. So that's how we used to go on holiday. This was coming back from holiday. We had the dog in the back with us as well. And some young lads had come down the road on the wrong side of the road. And my dad tried to swerve away, and they caught the back and swung the back of the van round. The back doors flew open, and we just ended up all on the road.
Oh my gosh.
And the dog ran away.
Oh, well, he would.
Yeah, the dog ran away. So we ended up all on the road, all being picked up. We were all fine. I think we'd all been asleep.
Did the mattress go with you?
Sort of, yeah. Sort of half.
Cushioned a little bit.
Yeah, we sort of rolled out, I think, more than, executed out the back.
Oh, my life.
So we got taken in by people in the street, came out and were helping, and there was a taxi bloke who owned a taxi, and I think he ended up taking us to his house. His mum and his wife was looking after us, making us tea and coffee and sandwiches and all sorts of things, while my dad was sorting everything out and also trying to find the dog. And
did you ever find it?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, not that night though. Oh, my life. Not that night. We and the bloke who owned the taxi finished his shift and then came back, bundled us all into his taxi and drove us home.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah, took us all the way home. I don't know where the accident happened.
See, he's your saint.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. The saint of taxis.
Absolutely.
Patron saint of taxis. Anyway, he took us home. We were all distraught because the dog was not with us. It was our Bobby. She was a shepherd. She was a black and white. Sheepdog, yeah.
Collie.
Yeah, collie. Followed us everywhere. Never went anywhere without us. And we didn't realise, but over the weekend, he was gone. Bobby, he was called, was gone for a few days. And my dad went back there a few days later after work and went back to the scene, and across the road from there was like an area. It was all grass and trees and everything else. And he went in and he sat still for a while, and then he just called Bobby, come on, Bobby. And all of a sudden he came out on his
belly.
On his belly.
Oh, bless him.
Came out of the trees, been hiding in the back of the trees.
He'd gone to ground.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Terrified.
Yeah.
Got to get out. Got to hide.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
Yeah.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah. And Dad wrapped him in a blanket and got him in the car, brought him home. We were already in bed, but we didn't know until the following morning when...
Did Bobby wake you up?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah. Yeah. All of a sudden downstairs we heard him woo, 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 barking at the postman or something. And that was it. It was just complete exodus from the bedroom down the stairs and making a fuss of the dog. So yeah,
oh, bless.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't. That was probably the worst accident I was ever in. But yeah, so we've had a few in the family.
Yes, I think a lot of people,
but nothing
have. Do you know what I mean? I don't think anyone has got off scot-free. Although, don't jinx it, eh?
No, don't jinx it.
Don't shout too loud, but...
No. No, I think we've had...
I've had enough.
We've had ours, and I want to walk past them now.
Yeah.
Finishing...
Yes.
On the last bit about St. Christopher, he visited lots of places. St. Christopher's Island, of course.
Of course.
St. Kitts... the island of Rab, wherever that is, a place called Vilnius, and Havana. But on visiting somewhere called Lycia, the Christians there were being martyred. And I've got in brackets, murdered.
It wasn't me.
I have that. I have that as evidence.
Yeah.
But they were being martyred, it said. But obviously they were being killed. Christopher comforted the Christians. The king of Lycia tried to turn him away to the pagan gods, and he refused to convert to Christianity and went more towards Christianity. The king eventually ordered him to be killed. And it does say they tried in many ways, but eventually he was beheaded.
Oh.
So I think he fought them off, as big as he was. But that's how, unfortunately, he came to his end. And he was then martyred himself and was given a sainthood and became the patron saint of travellers. So that is a little bit about St. Christopher. And maybe he has been on our side all this time.
Yeah.
Just getting us through.
Yeah. I mean, I think I need all the help I can get.
But you've not been so bad since you've had 4 wheels.
Well, I mean, no. I mean, the thing is, I think,
But that, like you said, it was never your fault.
It was never my fault. One of them was an oncoming vehicle on the wrong side of the road coming round a corner. I'm sorry, my crystal ball was a little foggy that morning. Okay, my first one was on that roundabout with that poor lad that hadn't passed his test too long before, and I think he was more shaken than I was.
The other one was the BMW driver who went
straight up my backside.
Up your backside.
Yeah. And the woman who was in the other lane, bless her, she put her hazard lights on. She ran up to me. She went, "It's okay. I'm a first aider." And I went, "That's good. So am I. That makes 2 of us." And she looked at me like she had no idea what was going on. But, oh, bless her. She was lovely, though. She was great. And she said, "Oh, I'm going to ring an ambulance." I said, "Just shout real loud. They'll hear us from here." We were literally right outside the hospital.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was just a really crazy time because I did just seem to have a target on my back.
Yeah.
And if I was out there, I was going to be the one that got run over.
Dearie me. Anywho.
En suite.
Ensuite. I did look up to see if any Breton saints were linked with travel, and I did find out that St. Malo is the patron saint of St. Malo City in Brittany. Mm-hmm. He is one of the founding saints of Brittany, one of the 7. He was originally a Welsh monk. And he travelled to Brittany to spread Christianity. He was born on the 27th of March, 520.
Wow.
His feast day is the 15th of November, and he died on a voyage, apparently. He was a very old man of just over 100 years old, or around 100 years old when he died. He is often evoked for protection during sea voyages due to his legendary journeys across the sea. He again was well travelled to the Orkney Islands, the islands of the blessed.
Yeah, that's not what it said, is it?
No, it said the islands of the blessed, as in B-L-E-S-T. I was like, and then we read about somebody else who'd also gone to the islands of the blessed, and it was spelt B-L-E-S-S-E-D. And so I think it was the islands of the blessed, as in...
Yeah, rather than the Isle of
Blessed.
Blessed, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's supposedly a legendary island in the Atlantic Ocean, and it is it's supposed to be an earthly paradise inhabited by heroes of Greek mythology. Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah. So I was like, wow. But he is known to be a patron saint of travellers.
Another one.
As one of his things,
Cool.
Because he did so much travelling, and a lot of it is based around travelling on the sea, so maybe sailors and things like that. But I did suggest to you that you might look up St. Corentin.
Did I do that?
I think so. I have no idea.
Hang on a minute. Hold that thought.
She's looking.
I've got it. I've got him. Corentin of Quimper.
Yeah, and St. Malo is up at the Valley of the Saints, and so is St. Corentin.
Yes, but I don't know what number he is. But anyway.
But he is also one of the 7 founding saints of Brittany.
Yeah, he is. But what I don't understand is that they always say really weird things in these descriptions. So, like, they say there were 7 of them, and then say things like, he was regarded as one of the 7. What, does that make him one of the 7, or is there just people just put him there? They just think he was there.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Woodstock. Everyone was there, apparently. Even people that weren't. But anyway, yes, he is Corentin of Quimper. And it's not Quimper.
No.
I know it says Quimper, but it's Quimper.
Quimper.
And hang on a minute, I'm just going to have a look at and see if I can get this, because it's Corentin in Breton.
Yeah.
And he was the first bishop of Quimper, and he was a hermit. He was regarded as one of the 7 founding saints of Brittany, and he's the patron saint of Cornouailles.
Yeah.
Which is the Brittany, Cornwall, essentially.
Yeah, it is, yeah. It's the area of Brittany that is called after Cornwall, isn't it?
Yeah, and he is also the patron saint of seafood.
Yes.
And eat it.
Yeah.
But no, he's the patron saint of seafood, and his feast day is on December 12th. I don't know if you already said that.
No, I talked about St. Malo's feast day, which is the 15th of November. But he is also the saint of travellers and sailors. Again, another link with the sea.
Hang on a minute. Carry on.
I haven't got anything else.
Damn it!
You had all the information about him.
Hang on a minute. I've got to spell him again. How do you spell his name?
Core.
Yep.
N.
Yep.
Tin.
Ah, nice. Okay, I'm just looking it up. Here we go. I am looking up his statue. Oh, no, that's just every statue. Oh,
that's all the statues.
It's not helpful. I did specifically want his.
I may have a picture of him, because I have got pictures of lots of the saints.
Yes. Well, they're all here. Oh, I've got him. He has a big fish.
Oh, has he?
Yes.
Oh, so he has.
He has a very large fish, and he's doing that weird thing
with his fingers.
So again, that's something that the saints do. But yes, that's him.
Ah, right. Okay. Okay.
And he's holding a very large fish.
With a very large beard.
And he has a big beard.
And he has a hook, like a staff.
Yeah, it's kind of like a shepherd's crook.
Yeah, it is very much like that, isn't it? Yeah. With the crook thing at the end.
But yes, I don't know what that represents, but possibly just the whole thing of sort of shepherd, blah, blah, blah. But yeah.
But yeah, that's him.
That's definitely him.
I'll try and put a picture of him on our social media. I'm sure I must have a copy somewhere. If not, I'll go for a wander up there and take one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's 2 saints at least. I'm sure if we went through them all, we could find lots more that were linked with travellers and travelling, as lots of them seem to travel a lot anyway in their lives, didn't they? They seem to do a lot of travelling
from place to place.
Well, that's sort of bringing this episode to the end. We haven't got a proper story this week because
I told enough of them.
We
Fine.
told lots of stories of our own travels and your own debacle of motorbike travelling stories.
Oh
I think that was more than enough this week.
Yes.
So, with that, I think it's time to go. And we'll see you all back here next week.
At the freaking shack.
Keep your lamps lit. I thought she was going to say...
Keep your minds open and your lamps lit. And we will see you next time at the freaking shack.
Goodbye, everybody.
Contact us at fshack03@gmail.com or find us on social media by searching #TheFreaking Shack. That's freaking without a G. We look forward to hearing from you.